दुनिया में दो तरह के लोग होते हैं, विनर्स एंड लूजर्स। लेकिन जिंदगी हर लूजर को वो एक मौका जरूर देती है जिसमें वो विनर बन सकता है।
Let's say I haven't seen my husband in 2 weeks. I still make time for my children, but it's a whirlwind lead up. In between, I keep telling Shahrukh, we keep forgetting our movie is still to come.
Yes.
We still have a movie right now it's in post-production. But the tour has been amazing. I think we slammed every city we went to, and I think we saved the best for the last. So we are hoping to slam London too tonight.
Absolutely, we're looking forward to that. Shahrukh, sir, if I could come to you. North America, how was that so far? Has it been big? I mean, Farah's just mentioned that it was a huge tour. You're here to put the final nail in the huge release of this film, Happy New Year. How was North America?
I got scared when you started saying the final.
No.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, it's been really, really nice. It's been a long time since I think any of us have performed live on such a big scale.
25 years for me, ever.
25 years since she did the actual World Dance Championship, she said, last time when she was here in London. But it's been great fun. And you know, when you make a film like this and you have a team like this, and the other people who've joined the tour now, Madhuri and Malaika and everyone, I think it's just a good excuse really to go out there with the whole team and enjoy yourself. The film is about dancing, so it all seems to fit in, and we've been hanging out together for the last 1 year making this film, so it was easy to be with a set of people who are friends now, like family. And I think when you do a live show, the most important part is how everyone gets along together, and I think this is one of the finest experiences, the filmmaking. Happy New Year and slam the tour. So like Farah said, London has always been the most important city for coming and performing live. Normally we start with London, because initially I remember when we used to do what it was, we used to come to London, so if I may use the word screw up a little, London used to forgive us. But this time we have screwed up in other cities, made the show
That's good.
perfectly alright, and going on with the same word, now we've come to slam you. As Farah said. So yeah, London will be great fun. Never performed at O2, so that will be the first, and inshallah it will be a great experience for everyone who comes and watches also.
I'm sure it will. We're looking forward to it intensely. Bomanji, I'd like to ask you, if I'm not wrong, this is probably one of your first big concerts as opposed to hosting shows in the past and being compares.
Yeah, I've hosted a few shows. Good morning, everyone. I've hosted a few shows, and some people haven't performed the world tour for 10 years, 15 years. I haven't done a world tour in 55 years. Right? So this is the first time, and I'm not hosting. I thought I would be hosting, but the fine young gentleman sitting on my right said, no, you won't be hosting, you'll have to dance. And he said, we'll give you a very pretty lady to dance with. So
ये कहानी दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी चोरी की है. It was all about a handful of diamonds.
No, but first and foremost, congratulations to Shahrukh for the wonderful honor yesterday.
Absolutely, yeah.
He continues to make us very proud as Indians, and many, many congratulations, Shahrukh. And so, yes, we're going to have a lot of fun. The O2 is a wonderful arena. I've performed there before, so when they asked me what it's like, I said it's very cold.
Cold.
The AC is very cold. But I promise you, after you get there and get into it, we'll heat you up.
A real, I would say, a life-changing experience for me working with Farah. I would say, I've done films in all the languages, but I can say it on record, she's the most talented director I've worked with.
Well done.
And there's no other director other than Farah, the way she presents her actors, and I can really feel really blessed to be a part of Happy New Year, and thanks to Shah sir also for giving us such a big platform. I would say, Happy New Year is the biggest film ever made in Indian history, and getting us such an amazing family of Boman Irani, Abhishek, Deepika, and I would say, every actor in his entire career has to do a film like Happy New Year, and I'm blessed that I did so early in my career. So thank you so much for that.
Brilliant. Now, I purposely left you to last because I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. I can look you in the eye and speak to you. That's what I've been wanting to do.
You want to come up on
No, I'm fine. You'll end up looking much taller than me, and I look silly in the pictures.
That
Oh, thanks. That's enough. Deepika, you've worked with Shahrukh sir a number of times now. How overly comfortable do you get when you work with an actor that you've worked with a number of times, in terms of kind of just going, as in, because sometimes you can just kind of go, yeah, it works, it's fine, I don't have to work too hard, he does his thing, I do my thing, it works, we know it works. Do you still have to find yourself, to challenge yourself, not just obviously being opposite Mr. Shahrukh Khan, which I've had the good fortune to do for a short period of time, but like, did you feel challenged each time you work with the same actor?
I think it actually makes it easier because I think every time you work on a film with a new co-star, you have to go through the process of getting to know them and their process and how they work on set. But when you've worked with someone, and I think we've done some really special films together, it just makes that process much easier. So you get that part of it out of the way, and I think we have an equation today where, I mean, he tells me what, if we're doing a particular scene, if he thinks I can do it better, he'll tell me. And I think we have that kind of equation, very, very comfortable. And someone who I trust a lot, like if he says something to me, I'll never question it.
Fabulous. And how's the show been going for you? I mean, being out in front of these huge audiences all over around the world, I mean, what can we expect tonight from you? I mean, can we see some team-ups between, is it just going to be you and Shahrukh, or are we going to see you working with other people on the stage this evening?
We have a very bad habit of gate crashing each other.
Oh, really? Oh, good.
It's a bit of a stage tradition back home. That once you're comfortable with your first show, then after you go and ruin the other person. So if you all happen to see any of us pop up into somebody else's act, trust us, we're not meant to be there. We've just shown up on will and trying to have fun with it.
I can only imagine what that must feel like for Vivan. Suddenly he's in the middle of something, Abhishek Bachchan pops up.
Does the maximum amount of crashing. Whenever we go, we don't want to get into trouble with Shahrukh, so we take Vivan with us, so Vivan is fine.
So you can't shout anything. Yeah, no. Brilliant. Excellent.
10 years to come back in the UK on a live stage here. And this is the biggest one.
Yeah, I did a world tour. We started with Temptations some time back, and I've always maintained that when you do a world tour of this magnitude, I think that I'm very conscious of the fact that it should be better, bigger, production-wise, technologically. It should just be a very happy moment for all the South Asians, everyone. They should feel, oh wow, the show has come down. And you need to have a team, and you need to spend a couple of months together to do it. It's not just 2 days of rehearsal and let's just go and do a bit and go. It doesn't work like that. It's taken me 10 years, yes. I was waiting for Abhishek and Deepika to grow up. and Vivan to be born.
Do they bully you a lot? No, nobody bullies you.
So no, but seriously speaking, it's you really need a team, and at different times, I'm sure I've spoken to Abhishek and Deepika and other people who perform and said, let's do a world tour, let's do a world tour. But this, the first day we were in Dubai shooting the film, I just felt so happy to be with everyone, and we knew we'd spend time together, and each one of them, see, jokes apart, the film is a fun film, and I'm really sorry, like. I'll speak gently. So the first day when we got together, these are, and I'm not being patronizing here, just because perhaps I've done a little more film work, and Okay. But when I saw them, this is a set of most hard-working actors that I've worked with, and they, with fun. They're happy doing that work. We work 10 hours, 14 hours, 18 hours without sleep, even this travel now, and everybody's cheerful, pushing each other, and I think that was the most important ingredient that you need in a world tour. So the 10 years is so that we could put up a show which is better than what we've done before, and inshallah we'll be able to do that tonight.
इजी लगता है मोनी का डांस इजी नहीं है डांस ना एक पूजा है डांस एक आर्ट है
No, Did you come from Dil To Pagal Hai?
Let me be honest, I think she must be the most loved actor on this table and everywhere else. And you know, when I suggested that, you know, let's call Madhuri and tell her to join the show, we did some in Australia. She's fabulous on stage. Otherwise, also she's a fabulous person, great actress, very close to us. You know, the first thing everybody said is, listen, her entry, we all going to stand and watch from the wings. So she's a star for all of us, and it was really nice that she could take out time. And you know, so sweetly she's joined the team, which can on the face of it look like just Happy New Year. So she's sporting and she's lovely, and I'm sure O2 will be electrifying because of Madhuri's presence. We all will say the same answer actually. We are going to miss each other the most. I think the madness of Farah, when it started the film, you know, there are days when you feel you're being pushed. She's an amazingly wonderful director. And you know, her madness brings you all together. You know, we fight with her, we'll argue with her, we'll discuss, you know, sometimes standing in a lift, if you hear Farah, Boman and Abhishek speak to each other, you'll think they're going to beat each other up. And you realize it's just a, you know, happy way of being. I think I'll honestly, really, I've done a lot of films, all of us have done some really wonderful films. But this is going to be sad the day, you know, we'll see the film on 22nd, 23rd with everyone. And then that whole feeling on Saturday that we won't be seeing each other. I'm sure we'll call each other home and so each other.
I didn't do this to make you cry, Farah. Sorry.
No, I've just realized it's coming to an end. The movie's going to finish.
You just realized. You've got like 15 days to release one here and you just realized.
She just realized she's got some post-production music that has oh my God, I'm
sorry.
I want my actors to read up the film when they do press conferences.
Well, I think, as they say, we save the best for last. And London happens to be my most favorite city in the world. I make it a point to be here at least 3 times a year. It's the thing. But as far as the Slam Tour is concerned, it'll have great importance, this particular show at the O2 tonight, because I don't want to say another word before Farah starts blubbering all over again, but this would be officially the last big bang that we have before the release. And it's going to be a very emotional night. Let me tell you that we've all been through our little moments with a box of tissues over the last 3 or 4 days, because this is the culmination of it all. And look at you, all of you here, showing us so much love. And before I reprise what Farah is doing, I better shut up. Thank you.
हमें पार्ट लेना पड़ेगा इन WDC.
WDC है क्या?
It's just a hold on.
What is the World Cup?
It's a hold on, John.
What is the World Cup? Say it clearly.
World Dance Championship.
I mean, comparisons like this are a little odious. You know, it's just wonderful. London has always been the pioneer for even in terms of diaspora taking our films to the level that it has gone to. To be really honest, I think most of us will agree here that we are stars because of all the people here in London, in England, who have appreciated and you know, backed our films. And the kind of diaspora here, the mix that you get, perhaps is the most you know, varied and big in numbers. So in terms of an audience, yes, London does become one of the bigger cities to come and do a show in. And personally, this is my favorite city for many reasons apart from the weather. I love the greatness of the weather. And yeah, so we love being here. I mean, I was just saying we have to fly back. If we could stay back one day, all of us, and just hang around in London. And each one of us will have, and they will separately tell you their memories of London. Farah has a very interesting one we got to know last night. Deepika has, Abhishek has. Tell them the one on Christmas that you...
Ah, okay, yeah.
No, that was...
Well, I've got lots of family here in London, so this makes the show even more special when you have someone who knows you and who loves you coming to watch the show. Other than that, the first time I came to London was to take part in the World Dance Championship, which was in 1986 at the Hippodrome. I was very young then. So, yeah, so that makes this movie even more special because it is about the World Dance Championship. So that clearly makes it my most favorite and special movie.
I think every film that you do is an independent decision. I don't think it has anything to do with what I've done one film prior or what is to come. Every film that you choose is independent. You choose it for whatever reason. For me, primarily because it's a script. That I enjoy, and it's a story I want to tell. It's a character that I find really, really exciting and challenging, and I want to be part of an exciting project and an exciting experience more than anything else. And I think that's been my biggest learning in the years that I've worked here. That there's nothing more important than enjoying the process of making the film. You can work with the biggest directors and with the biggest co-stars, but if you don't enjoy that process, it's not worth it.
I feel every film has its own destiny and trajectory, and you shouldn't choose a film based on what kind of marketing budget it's going to have. That would be a bit disastrous. Yes, this is a big film, and yes, we're working towards the fact that no other film will be able to be marketed the way this is, but that's because this is what this film requires. And I don't think you like Deepika said, you choose a film because of the script, because the character inspires you, and sometimes, well, me more than other people, I choose films because if it's got my friends in it, I want to be a part of it. We're not in control of the fate of our films. We're in control of making the process of making that film a very memorable one, and that's where we lay our emphasis.
Now you're watching me speaking English. English.
Boman, since you had the most experience. You see more of life, that's all. Black and white era, color, talking.
I'll combine an earlier question which I was denied to complete about London and combine it with this. And that is that when I was 35 years old, I did my first play as an actor, theatre actor. Of course, I became a cinema actor at the age of 44. And I was suddenly required to travel for the first time in my life abroad at the age of 35, and I did not own a passport till I was 35 years old. And within a week, somehow we pulled some strings and managed to get a passport because I had to come to London to audition for something. And the first city that I visited outside of my country was London. And I think it kind of opened my eyes to a completely new world, a completely new place and an opportunity that I feel was the life-changing moment for me.
सबसे पूछा उसने
मौका ही नहीं देता है
सोनू शाह सोनू Vivan, we're all
this film. Yes, well done, Vivan, good answer.
Yeah, of course, I would also say one of the most special moments of my career was when Farah told me on the phone that you are a part of Happy New Year. So report, come to Dubai. I think that was one of the most special moments.
He landed 2 hours before the first day of shoot.
Actually, I think I think that was my most special moment, I would say, yes.
It's okay. I think for most actors it would be when they get their first job. And it certainly was for me when Mr. Datta called me and offered me my first film. So that would probably be the most life-changing.
Yeah, I think life-changing moments happen regularly if you know what they are. For me, I think a couple of them. The first time, Shahrukh told me he's going to make Mehuna with me. I think that was completely life-changing because from a choreographer, instantly I became a filmmaker. I think when I had my 3 kids at the age of 43, I think that was life-changing. And I think now when you have children and when you have so many children, life keeps changing a couple of weeks regularly. I'm hoping Happy New Year will also be a life-changing experience and a life-changing film for me as a director.
What about last night, Farah?
Life-changing in a good way, I meant.
Too much information, guys, too much. Those kind of visuals we don't need. Shah? Deepika?
Very boring life. Nothing.
What do you all mean?
I think for me it's a given. Can I say?
Of course.
The day she called me up and said she said, if you're good, I'll cast you opposite Shahrukh, otherwise I'll cast you opposite somebody else. I can't tell you who that somebody else is. But yeah, I think it has to be my first film. It has to be my first film. It changed my life completely. In fact, it changed overnight. We were here for the premiere. She couldn't come because she was heavily pregnant at that time. And Shahrukh and I were here for the premiere. And the day I went back after the premiere, my life had changed because suddenly everyone was like, greeted me differently. When I landed in Bombay, my life had changed overnight.
हमने एक दिन में अपना सब कुछ खो दिया और उस दिन जाना कि किस्मत बड़ी कुत्ती चीज है, साली कभी भी पलट जाती। और ये तो सिर्फ ट्रेलर है, पिक्चर अभी बाकी है मेरे दोस्त।